Hey there, all science students. This is Mrs. Robinson. Just going to go over some quick directions with you about your outdoor scavenger hunt walk that you're going to go on. So even if you have Mrs. Spradling, you're in the right place right now. Let me just go over a couple of quick things with you, and then you'll be on your way. Um, so you're going to be doing an activity that is still in our classwork mode, where you've been locating all of our work for these last 2 weeks. So make sure you're working there. You're going to see a Google form that's called Outdoor Walk Scavenger Hunt. Pretty self-explanatory. Make sure you're submitting twice. You're learning how to submit things correctly this week, so make sure you submit at the bottom. And then when you go back to the Google classroom screen, you'll have to do the second turn in, click at the three dots, make sure you turn in there. So you're turning everything in basically twice to make sure you're getting credit and it's showing up. Um, when you're out there on your walk, make sure you take with you your flashcards that you made last week. There were 11 vocabulary words that you did in Quizlet, or maybe you made them in a paper stack. So take those with you and just head out in your neighborhood, around your street, um, and maintain your distance, and go observe some things that we've been learning and talking about this week. So if you see my little screen here, I know you're not out there in the forest. We're not in the tropical rainforest. We don't have those types of species to look at, but this would be an example of competition between plants. It doesn't have to be organisms, predator and prey necessarily. Here's a neighbor's house that has competition among those bushes. Not every plant is going to thrive. So keep those things in mind as you're walking around. Even if you're looking and observing the regular run of the mill squirrel, there he is, there's still competition. There's still dependence among species or with different species. So, how does that squirrel compete or depend on other squirrels? How does that squirrel compete or depend with different species? How do they fight for resources such as space or food? So those are the things that you want to be looking at and submitting in that Google form. There is one last question on that Google form that asks you to take a photograph of something that you see of interdependence, organisms depending on each other. Save that picture in your phone, because next week we'd like to do an activity with that, and we'll ask you to make sure you have that. So save that picture. And then lastly, I just wanted to show you this last little goofy image here. This is a casing, and maybe you've seen it. It's the leftover remains of digested material by a little critter. And I'm not going to tell you what the critter is, but it's a decomposer, and it actually takes dead leaves and plants and eats them and breaks down that material. And this is the leftover remains. So see if you see this on your walk, it would classify as a decomposer remains, and that would be evidence for you. Um, I'll tell you, the organism starts with the letter W, and it ends with an M, and it's got four letters. W starts with a W and ends with an M with four letters. So this is the remains from that little organism as it's eaten some dead plants and animals. Out there on your walk, guys, please be careful. It is hot. There's snakes, there's ants, there's mosquitoes, there's scorpions. So be careful as you're walking. Just observe with your eyes. You don't need to go out there and dig. Just some simple things that you see going on out there in your neighborhood. So we want you to have fun. Just go out there and have a good time. And we'll talk to you soon, guys. Take care. Bye bye.